Hello, it's Coco. Today I'm going to be telling you in this video how to properly beat Mario Bros. So for this version, I'm going to be using the Messen emulator. Shout out to the creators, and I'm going to recommend that you do this on actual hardware and make sure you buy the game first, of course. I have a physical cartridge. I I do. So you'll just have to take my word for it because I don't feel like uploading a picture, but I do. And yeah, and basically, I am going to be playing on keyboard and mouse. So I might not play the best. So you want to start out by just playing World 1-1 normally. There is a 1 up here, so you can go ahead and get that. There's also a mushroom, which I recommend you get for later. You will need a mushroom at some point in this run. Now, we are going to be using warps in this run, and we are also going to be using a method known as the infinite 1-ups exploit. This is to make the game a lot easier, because normally you can only die 2 times, and then once you die the 3rd time, you lose the game. You basically get what's called a game over. And so using this method, we're going to basically be able to just beat the game flawlessly. See how it says we have 4 lives? Alright, so if you have a mushroom, this next part is made a lot easier because you want to jump up here, break some of these blocks, and then go up here. And for those of you that are familiar with Mario, you know that there's a top path you can take up here that warps you to a new world. But we're not going to take the usual path. Instead, we are going to actually take World 3. There we go. My emulator controls are slightly messed up, and I might end up fixing them at some point in the run, but we don't have to worry about that right now, and I will cut the video if I ever do that. But yeah, basically what we want to do is just go through this entire course as normal. Once you get to the Hammer Bros, you'll know that you've hit a checkpoint, and the reason you got a 1-up is because every time you fail doing this exploit that's coming up, you actually are going to have to kill yourself in the game and restart the course, which is unfortunate, but we're getting up to be there in just a second. So here's the part. You're gonna jump over this guy. And I messed up, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump off. You wanna leave enough space on the left. It's a little hard to see because of the borders, but if you were on a 4th ratio, you'd be able to easily see. Alright. So the Hammer Bros, you just wanna wait for them. Like that, and then jump to the bottom guy. And then you can take the shell and get all these guys, and then there's a mushroom in here. You need a mushroom. For some reason I haven't been able to get it without the mushroom, so you need the mushroom. Okay, I messed it up again, so jump off again. I added the time at 3:30, that's funny. I won't cut until I get the thing this time, but I will go ahead and... Well, I'll decide what I want to do. If I cut to where oops. Yeah, see, I messed up there. So I only have one more try to get this exploit, and if I game over, I'll go ahead and cut. I'll go ahead and cut to where it is. And I'll also fix my controls. There we go. I do want to show you that this does take trial and error. You're not going to get this the first try. Okay. Not this guy. This guy. There we go. So this is what you want. You want to hit it at an angle. And then basically you just want to keep spamming the jump button. And then once you do, you'll get a crap ton of 1-ups like this. Now, something important about this glitch is that if you die in this state, you will not keep all the 1-ups. So you gotta make sure to complete the stage. You gotta stop at like 100 seconds or 50 seconds. So, while I'm here, I want to tell you that the timer in this game actually goes faster than like real-life seconds. So just keep that in mind when you're playing this game and doing this exploit specifically. And, One of my friends also mentioned that if you get too many 1-ups, you'll actually backcap and it'll go into negatives. And then you'll only have 1 life, so be careful not to get too many. But you shouldn't have to worry about that as long as you end it in time, and it does take a couple tries, so yeah. We're just gonna go until about 50 seconds, and then once we get to 50 seconds, we're gonna beat the level. Some more 1-ups. Yeah, the timing's a little inconsistent. I'm sure a task could do it well, but I'm not a task. Sometimes it works when you hold the jump button, sometimes it works when you spam it, sometimes it works when you just let it go like that. Let me just try letting it go and see if that works. Nope, it doesn't. Okay. So we're gonna do this just a few more times. So as you can see, time's coming up on us. This also is a good way to rack up your score, too. Alright, we're gonna kick that guy away. We're gonna go ahead and get to the flagpole. And there we go. And when you see the status screen before the next level, you're gonna see that it's a crown and a glitch-looking emoticon. So I'm pretty sure that means you have a lot of lives. Yeah, sorry, I was drinking some Mountain Dew there. I'm pretty sure that means you have a lot of lives. And as you can see, the game glitches out a bit when there's a lot of enemies. That happens in the native version, don't worry, it's not an emulator thing. And so, with these paratroopers, you actually want to jump high over them. Jump high over them. So that 1-up glitch is the hardest part of the run. A lot of people have to reset there, especially myself. So just keep running through the course, and eventually you will get to the end. Oh, I don't know why I paused there. I did mean to pause. I guess I was just testing. No, I was just testing. I speak weird sometimes. But I was testing whether the pause worked or not. Just in case. Playing Mario on a keyboard is actually not too bad. I do prefer it on a Nintendo Entertainment System controller, but yeah. Go ahead and get the Fire Flower. Like I said, you can use just Mario Bros. By itself, you can use Mario Bros. Duck Hunt, you can use Mario Bros. Duck Hunt World Championship, most likely. You can use, Player Choice 10, which is what I use in the arcade. If you know me in real life, you'll know that I bragged a heck ton when I beat this game in the arcade, because it was, like, really hype. It's actually what inspired me to make this video, because I saw Mario and I'm like, you know what, I'll beat it at the arcade. And I didn't just decide to, there was a lot of trial and error, like there was in this video, but, you know. Gotta avoid these things. And don't worry, I'm keeping track of what we're doing in the game. Okay, and for here, you want to wait for him to jump. And then run under him real quick. Your acceleration's slow, but it'll be enough to run under him. And later, you're gonna see, Toad gives us the middle finger. Toad, yeah, that's the only time we're gonna be seeing Toad, so don't worry. And then this level is pretty tricky, but if you just run through it, everything will be fine. There's 2 jumps in this that are tricky, and you'll see where they are coming up next. They're gonna be over these piranha plants, and I made it, and then a piranha plant, and then I made it. Nice. You can actually jump over them, because you actually don't touch their hitbox. Which is really nice. Perfect. I think I did that level perfectly, holy crap. I might have not ran at the beginning, but besides that. Okay. And for the next level, we're going to be getting into the, pipe, and then we're going to be, using the warp from there, and you'll see what I mean. So yeah, just be careful, watch for these 3 Goombas, make sure you don't land in the middle of them. I've made that mistake before. Get these 2 invisible blocks, and there should be a vine here. You do an apex jump from here to here, and then you climb on up. Oops, I didn't mean to pause. Wait, why did it pause? That's weird. Yeah, like I said, I prefer doing this on hardware, but it's harder to record, so I just did it on the emulator. Plus, this game's not very long, so... And as you can see, you get to World 8. And And like I said, the controller is weird, so I just have to jump before I go into the thing, which is really weird. Let me actually fix that right now. Let me go ahead and stop the recording, and I'll fix that right now. Hello, I'm back. I was able to fix it, thankfully, so here we are. Let me just move my mouse over to the side. Here we go. Alright, we're in World 8. Now, this first level is not very hard. The first 2 levels aren't tricky. They might take a few tries to get past. I also died once while trying to configure my controls because I was testing the pause button because for some reason the W key, which is for up for me, paused the game. But now as you can see, when I press W, nothing bad happens. So yeah, if you play on an emulator, keep in mind that you might have to finick with the controls a bit, especially if you're using an emulator that doesn't automatically assign everything. Which in my case it did, but it still happened to mess up, which is interesting. Anyways. Tricky jump there, but we got it. And yeah, from here on, you just beat the game. And yeah, there's World 8-1. And then, like I said, jump high over these guys. You can go under them if it's like coming down like that, but usually if it's on flat ground and you want to jump high over them, jump high over them, jump high over them, see? Because if you land on top of them, holy crap. Okay, that was just unfortunate. If you land on top of them, then it's not bad, but if they land on you, then it's bad. So yeah, just jump high. You can also kill Lakitu if you feel like it. Yeah, jumping on the cannons so that you don't land in the area with the cannons is also helpful too. Oops. Yeah. Might take a few tries, but it's okay. I might cut the video at this part where it starts taking a bit longer. You can also wait for them to go under you. Either works. Okay, there's stairs, but it's not the end of the level. This is the end of the level. We're gonna beat the level with the bullet pill. And then all the enemies disappear. Oh, we got a firework, nice. Okay, and this is the level which I don't like. This is the level which is really infamous for being hard. So, yeah, we're gonna try and beat it. So you want to wait for them to jump up, because if they're down here like this, you can't do anything! And then you want to hit one of them, and then here you want to just go! You want to just go! You want to just go! And there's gonna be one last one, you want to just go! You just want to go! Oh my god. I can't believe I freaking beat that. First try. That is a lot harder than it looks, guys. I'm not even joking. That is a lot harder than it looks. Let me just make sure I'm recording right now. I am recording. Okay. That is a lot freaking harder than it looks. Holy frick. And this is the last level of the game. Just like that. So, I also wanted to show you guys what path you have to take, so you're just gonna keep walking forward, stomp the Goombas, you're gonna want to take this platform, or you can actually make that jump, but it's tricky, and you want to take this pipe under the lava pit. So you're gonna notice a pattern, and I'll tell you once I make it. You're gonna do this, go over the Koopa, jump over the lava pit, get a secret coin, and you're gonna go through here. Lastly, there's gonna be one more maze area. There's gonna be some fish flying. You're gonna want to go over the lava pit and go here. So notice how the pattern there's gonna be a swimming area. What I like to do is I like to go high here. I like to wait here. And I like to go high here. And then sometimes you have to wait there, depending. And basically what the pattern is... you see, that Hammer Bro's a pain in the butt. That guy, you really just have to run past him. But as you can see, the pattern that I showed you... Oops, I messed up my keys. The pattern that I showed you is basically... You're basically, my brain. It's hard to play and talk, especially when I know I'm talking with viewers and everything. It's over the lava pit, over the lava pit, over the lava pit, over the lava pit. And that's the pattern. That's how this game tells you, hey, you need to go this way. Look, over the lava pit, and then it's the next pipe. So every time, it's the next pipe over the lava pit. And this time, it's the pipe over the lava pit. You see, the Hammer Bro covered all his bases there. He jumped just in case I jumped, he threw a hammer just in case I walked down. The Hammer Brother's the tricky enemy. Hammer Brother is the tricky enemy. I just died there because I was distracted. Also, ignore my coin count. Anyways. Yeah, so the Hammer Bro is really tricky. So it might take me a few tries to get past him. I might cut it. I'm probably not gonna cut this video at all since I haven't been taking forever so far, but like I said, I might cut the video. I don't really like editing videos because it takes a while, and it takes effort, and like, I'd rather just people see the whole experience of what I was doing. But you know, if people get bored, then they get bored. I can't really blame them. Luckily, it's once you get the pattern down, it's pretty easy to get back to that part. The game loves to not register my inputs for some reason, and I thought it was the arcade machine, but no, I pressed the K key, which in my case is jump, which also swims, and it just didn't swim. So keep that in mind, you might have to double press. It doesn't happen for jumping, thankfully, unless you like just landed on the ground, which it can be finicky. But yeah, it's like super freaking weird. And it gets really annoying, too, when you're just trying this over and over and over and over and over. Okay. Nice, okay. Wait for him to jump, and then you go! Nice! Okay. So he throws hammers. He throws hammers, but just like that, you ignore the hammers, you stay next to him, and then you have enough acceleration to run under him. But that's it. That's how you beat Super Mario Bros. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Love y'all. You know, be sure to subscribe and like if you want more like this. And I'll see you later. Bye!